Welcome to yet another ham radio video. This is Jay, KQ4DUX. Today we're back in the Conecuh National Forest, Blue Spring Wildlife Management Area. And I've got the 710 out this morning. It's been a while since I've done a morning activation, and tell you what, it's something I'm going to have to do more often. Just beautiful right now. We had a little rain come in last night, cooled down. It's maybe like 70-ish degrees, and the clear air after the rain. Just beautiful. So we're going to see how long we can hang out this morning, make some contacts. So I'm going to start out on 30 meters. I have the Chameleon SS 25-foot whip. And here's a little gadget. What in the world is this thing? Well, this is a right in the rain pin. So it just comes in half. There's a couple little O-rings. That's how that works. And I am logging with Polo, but always keep a paper and pen or pencil handy in case you miss something. And say something goes wrong and you can't log, you can always jot it down or whatever. Another thing to note, I've got my microphone hooked up. Why would you need that for CW? Well, I did a little video about a week ago. This has 2 buttons on top and then 4 buttons across the front. So these are all programmable. So right now I can change bands with these 2 buttons. I can turn my attenuator on and off and turn my preamp on and off. So instead of trying to look at the menu outdoors and figuring out all that, it's one touch. You know, you're trying to pull out a weak signal or something, hit your preamp. So just a note on that, I do have a little short video showing exactly how to do that. It's not that complicated. You can check that out. So I did call QRL a few minutes ago, haven't heard anything on. I'm going to do it again and then run my spot here. Okay, nothing heard. Like I said, I've already done it once. Now, I wish I had the little remote for doing the message memory. So it would be nice if we could do that through here, but I don't think that's an option. Did not see a whole lot of activity on the band. It looked like there was a couple stations on there, but we'll see what happens. I set him 7.2 out of habit, but I am running about 50 watts right now, so unsure of the band. I was just going to start out there and see how it goes. I mean, sometimes I start at 20 or whatever. But we got a station out of Texas, AE5JD. Somehow I made the same keying error trying to say and good morning, but we'll get it. New Jersey, Texas, Missouri, New Jersey so far. Move this a little closer. The weather has been heating up, so that's one of the reasons I decided to come out this morning. A lot more comfortable. I will activate the heat, but this is a little nicer. New York. One thing I may try is 6 meters. There's been a little bit of openings here. Be nice to get that band for these parks. Up until now, I've never owned a radio that does 6 meters, so this opens that up as well as 60. So for that N1CC award, that does help. I think I'm pretty close. And we'll see how 30 goes. I'll probably move to 20, maybe 17. I think I got it. I don't know if you can hear that. That is Mr. David, N5 EEI in Tennessee. I think this is the one. That's the other thing. Using it on the fly here. It's which button's which. Probably won't let you do it with the message memory up, which is unfortunate. But if I had that, whatever you call that, contesting remote, maybe we wouldn't need to do it that way. We could leave that memory off and still have that accessible. Okay. Classic example, it didn't type. Sometimes my connector gets bad. And the backup came in handy. Alright, we got him in the call, or in the log, to say. I suppose I could have just typed it in manually, but that's why we do it. Well, I got 6 so far in 8 minutes, it says. And I don't think that counts the time before the first entry to the log. So about 10 minutes. Not great, but considering the bands lately, not too bad. Okay. That one. Oh, T. Now I got it. Sun City, West Arizona. Fun fact, it's where my great-grandfather lived at one time, and he was a charter member of Sun City West. Okay. So, great-grandfather was there when they started Sun City West. Had some sort of role in that. Lived there for several years. I too lived in Arizona, but I lived in Tucson for a couple of years. Earliest memories, he had I think it was an orange tree. They weren't ripe, but I convinced him to let me eat it anyway, and it wasn't a good idea. It tasted horrible. But citrus trees do pretty well out there. Listen. Well, we got 7. I may switch now. I may take a look at the bands, see who's where and what band looks good, and switch to 20. And I may even make some sideband contacts. It's one reason why I got a radio that'll do higher power than 10-12 watts like the K2. Sure helps on sideband, especially with marginal band conditions. Alright, we're gonna QSY, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, just QSY'd to 20 meters. Let's give it a try. So rather than collapsing the 25 foot, I switched to the 17, knowing fully extended it's going to be almost perfect, and I just checked it with the SWR on my rig, and it looks great. So it would work to collapse the 25, but I may be hunting around. So I had okay. Another Arizona station. Well, it's picking up a little bit better than how we were doing on 30, which is not surprising. It's usually how it goes. Okay. Well, this is saying to call it right. Oh, VIG. I don't know what I did there. alumni of CW Innovations, 25 Bravo class. Probably the best way you can spend your time getting better at CW, in my opinion. Little run there. Didn't have to call CQ for a few. Some of the pileup people may be coming back. Sometimes you try to get in a pileup and then end up going somewhere else for a while and coming back. Try it. Almost 8 in the morning, Central Time. Still beautiful out here. Missed him. What happened there? Did I miss the call? Well, there you go. I missed that one. So, we will call CQ again. KQ4 CW, always kind of, when I hear KQ4, I'm like, are they sending my call sign from their call sign? People will do that time to time. When I started out, I just start copying and then, hey, wait, that's my call sign. And then they would say DE, WB, whoever. Which, you know, technically is best practice, but not practically necessary and works on the air. Nice dialing up. Thought I heard someone in there. Alright, looking at the spots. Somebody on, okay, 80 meters. 40 meters seem like it's doing alright, but 20 meters, 40, 30, and 20 really is where people are hanging out. Dang it, did it again. NK80. And I copied it, but I didn't remember. That's another skill I need to work on. A lot of times I'll copy the call sign correctly, and then I'm relying on having it in front of me on the screen, and if it doesn't happen, I forget. So it's all, I think, mental training, because when I drive down the road, I can, you know, copy an 8-letter word at 30 words per minute or whatever and figure it out. I mean, this is a little more random, but a lot of times when I ask for a repeat, that's it. You know, something happens and it doesn't. I got a bad connection, I think is what the problem is. next. We'll see how this goes. Okay, somebody's way off frequency. Where's my narrowing? I don't know. You were just way off. So I think that was the example of being too far off frequency, because all I heard was clicking, and then he must have moved a little closer. I could still tell he was off, but readable. I know this one. On the meter, pretty close. Michigan. Okay. Okay. There's another station in there. I don't know if it's a K or W, but K6, was it a K6? Okay, I think I got it. POTA. State I was born and raised. Okay. Done. Nick, another fellow alumni of CW Innovations, and his call sign NI0CK. I think that's just a cool call sign. Did I get a WA? Okay, there was a... I got Pennsylvania, and I didn't catch the rest of that. There was another station in there, or maybe even two. Okay. 70 QSOs per hour for last 10. Well, that's a pretty good rate. I don't know if y'all hear that crackly sound, especially when the dit's at this speed. That's about the only thing I'm not happy with this radio, for both this speaker and then the AESS extra speaker and the headphones I got. I don't know if there's a solution to that. If you know of one, please let me know in the comments. And I mean, I don't know if changing the side tone frequency. Okay. So he sent 4-4, which is very common with worldwide flora and fauna, and from what I understand, it means more about like respecting and taking care of nature. I didn't know if that was like the four winds and the elements, or somewhere I saw something on that, but there is significance to that, but that's all that means, just another. I think we're going to take another break, take a look at the bands, decide what to do, and we will be back. Well, we're going to try some sideband contacts. CQ Parks on the air. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray. CQ for Parks on the air. CQ, this is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray. CQ for Parks on the air.
Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Romeo Alpha.
Okay, good morning, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Romeo Alpha. Great to hear you this morning. You're coming in about a 5'8" in South Alabama.
Roger that. You are at a 5'8" here in Kentucky. The band have lots of popcorn on it this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. This is, I usually do Parks on the air in the afternoon or evening, but being the weather's been hot, I decided to come out in the morning. It's just beautiful out here today.
Well, I hope you have a great day with activation and get a lot of contacts and enjoy this weather. It's 73 to you.
All right, Andrea, 73. Thanks for hunting me today, and you have a great day.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Golf Mike.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Golf Mike, good morning. 5'9" here, great signal into the park, South Alabama.
Roger, good morning. You're a 5'9" here in Virginia, 73. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for hunting today, 7-3. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray, Parks on the air.
Whiskey Alpha 5 Delta Sierra Sierra.
Whiskey Alpha 5 Delta Sierra Sierra, about a 5 and 5 here on a beautiful morning here in South Alabama.
Yeah, Roger. You're a 5'9" into Texas, and we worked you a little earlier on CW. What, your fingers get tired?
Well, I don't do a whole lot of sideband, but I got a different rig. I got the Yaesu 710. Usually I'm running, about 8 watts with a K2, and just haven't done a lot of sideband for that reasons. It works when the conditions are good, but lately just needed some more power. So I thought I'd get out here and make a few sideband contacts. So thanks for hunting me both ways, and we'll catch you again sometime.
Yeah, Roger. And you said a K2. Is that the original little box, the kit? Over?
Yes, sir. That's the kit radio. I think that, it's been around at least 20 years. Mine's a later serial number, and I got about a year ago. Really a great rig for POTA. It'll do a little more than QRP. It'll do 10, maybe 15 sometimes. So you got that, and it's nice and light. Everything's on the front. I really do enjoy it for Parks on the Air.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I built one, it's been 15 years ago. Still have it. I use it field base. And if I ever get into activating one, I'll probably pull it out. But good talking to you. And you have a great CW signal. Good fish. Yeah, 7-3.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for the contact again, and we'll catch you again sometime. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray.
Whiskey Golf Zulu.
Okay, I had someone tune on me. Was it Kilo Echo 8?
Roger, Kilo Echo 8 Whiskey Golf Zulu.
All right, I got it that time. Kilo Echo 8 Whiskey's Golf Zulu. Yeah, about a 5x7 here in this park in South Alabama.
QSL, yeah, I've got you about 4-3 into Ohio.
Very good. Thanks for Ohio. Thanks for hunting me, and hope you have a great weekend. 7-3.
73.
Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray CQ for Parks on the Air.
Kilo Charlie 3 Hotel Mike Bravo.
Whiskey.
Station ending in whiskey, please hold. Got Kilo Charlie 3 Hotel Mike Bravo 5 and 5 here in South Alabama.
QSL, you're about a 5-2, 5-3 and pop Alpha near Pittsburgh.
All right, thanks. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for hunting. 7-3.
Thanks for being out there. 73.
Okay, the other station, go ahead.
November 3, Romeo Charlie Whiskey.
November 3, Romeo Charlie Whiskey. About a 5 and 6. 5 and 6 over here, South Alabama.
QSL, you have a very good signal. 5 and 7 into Maryland, over.
Yeah, copy that, Maryland. Great to hear you this morning. Thanks for hunting. Have a great weekend. 7-3.
You too. Thanks a lot. 7-3.
Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-Ray CQ, parks on there.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Foxtrot India here.
Ending in Sierra, please hold. I'm going to go with Victor Alpha 3. Go ahead.
Victor Alpha 3, Mike Romeo Bravo.
Mike Romeo Bravo. VA3 MRB. Good to hear you this morning. 5 and 4, 5-4, South Alabama.
Roger, got you 5-7 Ontario, over.
Yeah, great. 5-7 Ontario. Thanks for hunting, and I hope you have a great weekend. 7-3.
7-3.
Okay, other station, go ahead, please.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Foxtrot India Sierra, QSL.
Yeah, Whiskey Bravo 8, Fox India Sierra. 5 and 7. 5 and 7 here in South Alabama.
QSL, 5-7. You're also 5-7 here in Michigan, Mike India.
Yeah, thanks for Michigan. Thanks for hunting me this morning. Hope you have a great weekend. 7-3.
73, you also. Thanks.
KQ4 DUX, parks on there.
Whiskey 9, Lima Delta X-ray.
Whiskey 9, was it Lima Golf?
QSL, Whiskey 9, Lima Golf. I've got you 5-5, Nebraska, November Echo.
Yeah, copy the 5-5. You're also a 5-5 here into South Alabama.
Yeah, QSL, thanks for activating. Have fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for hunting. Have a great weekend. 7-3, KQ4 DUX, parks on there.
Kilo 4, Bravo Delta X-ray.
Kilo 4, Bravo Delta X-ray, 5-7. 5-7 here in the park, South Alabama.
Roger, 5-7. I got you 5-3 in November Charlie, North Carolina. 73. Have fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for hunting today. Hope you have a great weekend. 7-3, KQ4 DUX, parks on there.
Whiskey 9, Bravo. Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Foxtrot Romeo.
Whiskey 9 station.
Whiskey 9, Bravo Delta X-ray.
Whiskey 9, Bravo Delta X-ray. Yeah, a little bit lighter here, about a 5 and 4. 5-4 into South Alabama. Go ahead.
QSL, I copy you about the same, about 5-4 here into Central Illinois.
All right, thanks for Illinois. Thanks for hunting. Hope you have a great weekend. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-ray. Parks on there.
Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Foxtrot Radio.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Fox Romeo. 5 and 5. 5-5 here into the park, South Alabama.
Roger, good morning. I got 5-6 in Eastern Pennsylvania, Echo Papa Alpha.
Yeah, thanks for Pennsylvania. Thanks for hunting out there today. Hope you have a great weekend. 7-3.
Good luck, 73.
QRZ for parks on there. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-ray, parks on there. Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-ray, parks on there. Kilo 1, Lima. Good morning. You are about a 5 and 5 here into South Alabama. Go ahead.
Thanks for the 5 and 5. You are also 5 into North Carolina.
All right. Thanks for North Carolina. Thanks for hunting me today. Hope you have a great weekend. 7-3.
7-3.
This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray. CQ for parks on there. CQ parks on the air. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray. CQ parks on the air. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray. CQ parks on the air. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Delta Uniform X-Ray. All right. Well, let's do a little wrap up. That was a fun activation. Started on 30 meters, went to 20 in CW, and I tried SSB. Haven't done that for quite some time, and it was fun. I had a couple of people that you know, like to chat a little bit. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's not just about working stations as fast as you can. So that was nice, and got to talk to a guy that had worked me on SSB and CW. So always cool to see that. And here is the 710. Like I said, this is mostly for my shack, and I knew I would take it out occasionally. What's the difference? What do I like, dislike about this versus the K2? Obviously the big advantage is 100-watt radio, excellent receiver and filtering. K2 is no slouch, but this is nice. Has some more capabilities, does a couple different bands my K2 does not do. Also has a tuner and a few things like that. What don't I like, or what do I prefer about the K2? I've said it before. On the K2, it really set up almost perfect for a field radio, because on the front panel you have your buttons where you can put your memories, and you've got your RIT or clarifier right there, filtering. Everything's easy to read, easy, you know. There's the downside of the displays can be difficult to read sometimes and not quite as fast. Also weight. This radio easily weighs double of what my K2 does, and I had to buy a bigger case, so I think the case alone almost weighs as much as my K2 in the smaller case. So size is a consideration, and that's not really a problem here, but for sure if I was walking in, hiking in, or traveling or something like that, big size and weight advantage with the K2. Other than that, like I did mention, the mic, I had a lot of great reports on the sound, signal reports and all of that. Plus you do have the buttons like I mentioned earlier in the video, which you can do special functions with. And let's back out here and just take a look. This is set up very short because I did try 6 meters, but yeah, just running this direct mount here that I've talked about before. No counterpoise required for a lot of bands, and I did use a counterpoise for the 30-meter band. I don't know if you caught that in the video. I was at about 1.6 something, almost 1.7 was the closest that I could get it with no counterpoise. Hooked the wire up and I was down to 1.3 or so. And it does have a tuner, but if you can do better, why not? A little more efficient, never hurt anybody, and it's not that much work. So thanks for coming along today. I do appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is JKQ4DUX, and you've watched yet another ham radio video. Take care, 7-3.